Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second instalment of the Cockermouth Cricket Club pub quiz, backed by popular demand and from the feedback from last week's event. We hadn't planned on doing a follow-up, but people seemed to enjoy themselves and had a good time. So we decided that we would give it another go and just see what the feedback was again. As we started with last week, we got the serious stuff out of the way. Obviously, in normal circumstances, people have a lot more and better things to do on a Friday night than sit and do a pub quiz in the living room via YouTube. However, at the moment, obviously, life's a little bit different. You see by the data and the statistics that come in each day, the severity of the problem we're facing as a country, and it's reflected all around the world. Behind every one of those statistics is a person, and behind that is a family and friends and a community that will miss those people. And each day that those numbers come in, it's a real sad day for our country. So I'd just like to, on behalf of Cockermouth Cricket Club, say a huge message of support for all of the key workers who are fighting day by day and working really hard to keep the country going, especially those people who work in, as carers, as nurses, doctors, really are on the front line. I think all we can do is follow the government advice and back those people up as best we can by being sensible, maintaining social distancing, and acting responsibly. It's difficult as the weather is nice, that the temptation is to go outside, and I think we've seen a lot of that in the big cities and things. Unfortunately, though, it's just for the time being, we've got to make sure that we protect the most vulnerable people in society. Cockermouth this week has lost one person in particular who was a legendary figure around the town. He was a big supporter of our cricket club going back through the years, and somebody who raised an awful lot of money for charity. And unfortunately, last weekend we lost Kevin Twigg at the age of 58 to COVID-19. And he will be sadly missed in the local community here in Cockermouth. And if everyone would like to raise a glass to Kevin, who did a lot of great work for his charity causes, especially through parachute jumping, which he got into in the later part of his life, but was also a huge supporter of Cockermouth Cricket Club going back through the years, and was a permanent figure down at the club, especially through the 1990s and into the new millennium. So Kevin will be sadly missed by everybody in Cockermouth. In terms of Cockermouth Cricket Club, I didn't say too much about us last week. Basically, this originated in our WhatsApp group. We were going to have a race nights, pub quiz and things like that as we got into the season. And unfortunately, those things have gone by the wayside. So we thought we'd do it online and we'd throw it open to a certain, select group of people, which is all of you lot. Rather than just have the club members involved and people who the club members know, we just throw it open and let whoever wanted to take part, take part. Basically, Cockermouth Cricket Club is a year-round organisation, despite the fact that cricket is only seen as a summer sport from April to September. We run the whole year round. The committee meets right the way through the year. There's training at various age groups and senior levels from January onwards, and it's very much a year-round thing for us here at Cockermouth Cricket Club. We operate 3 senior teams, and our first team plays in the Premier Division of what is now the Cumbria Cricket League, which was the North Lancashire and Cumbria Cricket League up until 2018, and which we have won that league since moving into it 3 times. Won it in 2006, 2012 and 2018. Second team operates in the first division of that league, and our third team operates in the Cumbria Cricket League. We won the County Cup last year, 2019, in my absence as captain, under the captaincy of my vice captain and good friend Alex Granger. Won the County Cup through at Wigton, beating Cleater in the final. And again, we've won that competition on 3 occasions: 1966, 2011 and 2019. Our third team is the Cumbria Cricket League, and that team is one that brings through lots of young players from the club into senior cricket. We have a huge junior section for both boys and girls, right the way through from under 11s up to under 15s. And we have county players, both boys and girls, in those age groups, right the way through those age groups from under 11s up to under 15s. We have a thriving ladies section as well, which has really gathered pace over the last couple of years, led by Claire Rawlinson, who is also our junior coordinator at the club. Our ground is the beautiful Raymond Denham Cricket Oval at Sandaire, named after our club president and legend, Raymond Denham. And our pavilion, the George Toddenter Pavilion, is named after another club legend, George Toddenter, who sadly passed away just before we had the opportunity to celebrate with him winning the league the last time we did it a couple of years back. We have a great club, and what I would ask at the end of this is that people come down, people from the local community come down and watch some cricket, have a drink at the bar. If you're not known to the club, make yourselves known to us. Say hello, and let's try and bring this together. You know, this real negative situation that we're in at the moment with the coronavirus. Let's try and bring everyone together and support your local clubs, support your local businesses, and let's get the community back up and running and in a stronger position than we were before. That's the aim for us all. So that's a bit of history of Cockermouth Cricket Club. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Gareth White. I'm in the very fortunate position of being the club chairman and the club captain as well. So I'm very proud to represent my town, as all the rest of the Cockermouth Cricket Club community are as well. All right, so on to the quiz. We've given enough time for any latecomers. We're sort of sitting now at, what time are we on? 7 minutes past 8. So I think I've whittled on long enough. And given you hopefully a little bit of a brief history. If you didn't know too much about the club beforehand, then you'll know a little bit more now. And when we get out of this, you can all get down. But we'll start with the quiz, a little bit of background as to how we'll run. We've got 4 rounds, 25 marks per round. We'll get through it. We'll go through the questions again, whip through the answers. A little break after each round for you to go and get yourselves a drink, a refreshment of whatever choice it may be for you. And then on to the next round. Messages coming in down the side, which is always good. And also via text message. I put the number on before. If you don't have my number in your phone, there it is for you there. Okay. Quickly note that down. Fire them in. Our defending champion with 92 out of 100 was our vice captain, Alex Granger, from last week. A phenomenal effort from him. So let's see if anyone can beat him this week. With our first round starts with general knowledge. And there's a little twist towards the end of the round. I'm not going to give you any heads up. But our first round is general knowledge. And I'll let you know when it comes, and then you can fire into the questions. But you'll have to be quick with your pens and pencils in between them. Okay, so get your pens at the ready. And question 1 in the general knowledge round. Which confectionery company produces After Eights and Toffee Crisp chocolate bars? Question 1. Which confectionery company produces After Eights and Toffee Crisp chocolate bars? Question 2. The world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa, is located in which city? The world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, is located in which city? Question 3, and this is a 2-mark question. So a 2-mark question, question 3. Amstel is a beer produced in which city? And which country is that city in? Amstel is a beer produced in which city? And which country is that city in? I'm going to have to block this number that keeps coming up on my phone with these random answers. Got a message from Sally Daniels who says, anyone want to swap husbands? Mine thought there were 12 commandments. Sure, it's that kind of game show, but we'll see if there are any takers there, Sal, for husband swapping. Okay, question 4. Who wrote Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, and Great Expectations? Question 4. Who wrote Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol, and Great Expectations? Got a big shout out to the Turners for the Tinklers, Edmores and Fletchers. Happy Easter, and you're going down tonight. There you go. And Des writes back from Cockermouth Junior Football Club, and a big shout out to the Cams in South Shields again, back playing, some new players as well, Gary Devine. And our furthest guest here is probably from Canada, and they've got the rights in Whitehaven as well, so we've got everything in between. We've got South Shields, then us, then Canada. Anyone further away than Canada? That's a tremendous effort. Got 111 individual views in at the moment, logged in. And somebody says, I definitely need a shave tonight. That's Mrs. Shankland again. Kai, Carrie and Rachel, big hi to everyone as well. Okay. Question number 5. In the Bible, who betrayed Jesus with a kiss? In the Bible, who betrayed Jesus with a kiss? Andrew Milligan says hi. Hi, Andrew. Clan Semple, can we make these harder, please? As a member of Mensa, this is too easy. No problem at all. And we've got, Dave Lightfoot's in this week, so that's good. He'll be adding to the Lightfoot clan collection of answers. And Hillary and Rod Coy, hello from the Lightfoots. Robert Gudger's back over in Carlisle. And Heather Paul and Georgia, Horsley and Wilkinson are in as well. Edmonton, Canada. Wow, that's a tremendous effort, Gary. Edmonton. What sort of time is it there? Phil McCracken, love it. Shout out, Garrett. Long time no see. Yeah. And your friend Patrick Fitzgerald as well, no doubt. Martin turns to the Tinks are going down again. Okay. Question number 6. What nationality was political activist and lawyer Mahatma Gandhi? Question 6. What nationality was political activist and lawyer Mahatma Gandhi? Rich and Nick are back from Newlands Lane over in Workington. Good to see you again, guys. Good to see you joining in. And we've got Kerry and Tim and the guys down in Leeds as well. Good evening to Kerry and Tim down there in Leeds. And the Simpsons in Branthwaite are back again. Worried about the Allports for question 4. Who was that one? Oh, all right, okay. Okay, number 7. What are baby squirrels called? What are baby squirrels called? Question 7. Got the team Broughton Wombats, and Leslie Ann is the captain of the Wombats. No questions about Wombats on tonight's quiz, unfortunately for you. Kevin Dye Taylor are also playing as well. Vincent Lofgren is in the house. Mark Graham. Not reading that one out. We've got Thorpe, Jeff Thorpe, the legend himself. Carlisle United legend, Jeff Thorpe. Celebrities are in the house. We've got the Clan Semples from Big Rig. They've obviously got the internet login for Big Rig tonight, which is great. I think it's still on dial-up through there, but good effort from you guys to get on tonight. You couldn't quite manage it last week. Mrs. Semple is incredibly clever, so she will give Alex Granger a run for his money this evening. I'm not saying Mr. Semple isn't, but Semple's mum is very bright. Question 8. How many cards are dealt to each player at the start of a hand of poker? Question 8. How many cards are dealt to each player at the start of a hand of poker? Question 9 is a 2-mark question. Which famous 1957 novel contained the character Holden Caulfield, and who was the author of the novel? Which famous 1957 novel contained the character Holden Caulfield, and who was the author of the novel? Big shout out to the Smythes down there at Low Road, all huddled round the television at Casa Smythe, pens in hand. John kicking back in the chair with a cigar, no doubt. Beer in hand, maybe a cocktail. Question 10. Prosecco is a drink normally associated with which country? Question 10. Prosecco is a drink normally associated with which company? The Nicholsons from Woodville are in the house and playing along. Mike says, which type of poker? Just an ordinary standard hand of poker. Question 11. Mary Piper and King Edward's are varieties of what? Question 11. Mary Piper and King Edward's are varieties of what? The Scots are in the house again. Alan's doing press-ups this week, apparently, not sit-ups. So that's phenomenal. Great stuff. I've got somebody texting me each answer through. It's Kai, Carrie and Rachel. Just write them down on a piece of paper. Okay, just write them down on a piece of paper and keep them, and then add up your scores at the end of the round. Otherwise, I'm going to get 3 network onto me saying you've received 15 million messages in the past hour. I've got them there, so just keep them on a piece of paper. It's all right. Don't worry. You have to apologise. It's fine. I didn't explain that at the beginning. It was on the note I sent out, but I didn't explain that. So apology not needed. Just write them down for me. 3 networks going to crash in Cockermouth. Big shout out to Connie and Alfie Wright and Sally and Chris. Hopefully Chris has got his Bible out tonight and has learnt the commandments off by heart. Okay, next question is question 12. What colour flag is awarded to a beach that meets high standards for cleanliness, safety and water quality? Question 12. What colour flag is awarded to a beach that meets high standards of cleanliness, safety and water quality? My cousin is down there with, I think it's Matilda or Henry. Yeah, Matilda and Henry in front of the television. Down there in Brentwood. Hope all is well down there, guys. Good to see you. Ben and Sam. Also very bright as well. There's a good host of candidates in here tonight. Should be good. Question 13 is a 2-mark question. In which religion is Krishna a god, and what country did the religion originate in? In which religion is Krishna a god, and which country did it originate in? Oh, Buke said it's like a horror film on his TV. Oh, that's a bit harsh. Ian Buchanan, that's our club treasurer. Very kind. Like a horror film. Need to turn the colour settings down a bit then. Okay, number 14. In the video game series, Sonic is what type of creature? In the video game series, Sonic is what type of creature? Trevor and Erica Rennie, say hello. Good evening, guys. I saw Erica in the garden today as I cycled past on my hour's exercise. Taylor's are in the house again, down on Strawberry Grange. Simon and the gang, good evening. And Chris Steele says, my dad says the other day that I only have a beard to make myself look tough. That's brutal. I get absolutely slaughtered on here. Okay, question 15. Prior to joining the EU, what was the currency of Spain? Prior to joining the EU, what was the currency of Spain? I won't read out Liam Jackson's lovely comment, although it's true as it is. Okay, questions 16 to 25 are a quickfire round, and you have to make a choice between 2 possible answers. Okay, 2 possible answers. So, question 16, which sold more books, The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings? Which sold more books, The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings? Question 17. When rounded to the nearest, say 50 meters, all right? Rounded to the nearest 50 meters, okay? When rounded, is 1 mile nearer to 1,600 meters or 1,550 meters? When rounded to the nearest 50 meters, is 1 mile nearer to 1,550 meters or 1,600 meters? Question 18. Which came first, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Which came first, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Question 19. Which is the heavier animal, an adult hippo or an adult elephant? Which is the heavier adult, an adult hippo or an adult elephant? Question 20. Which golden eagle is larger, the male or the female? Which golden eagle is larger, the male or the female? Question 21. Who founded Australia, Captain Scott or Captain Cook? Who founded Australia, Captain Scott or Captain Cook? It had been landed on before, but it had never been taken for a particular country until one of these two gentlemen arrived. Okay, question number 22. Which is the longer distance, a furlong or 100 meters? Which is the longer distance, a furlong or 100 meters? Question 23. Which contains more liquid, 2 pints or 1 litre? Which contains more liquid, 2 pints or 1 litre? Question 24. Your penultimate question for this round. Which perfume has sold more, Chanel No. 5 or Miss Dior? Sarah Lightfoot will be good at that question. Which perfume has sold more, Chanel No. 5 or Miss Dior? Question 25, your final one for this round. Which of these two people is the richer, Roman Abramovich or Sir Richard Branson? Which of these two people are richer, Roman Abramovich or Sir Richard Branson? Just for clarification, we'll go with stud poker for question 8. Stud poker for question 8. Give you a chance to quickly look down your answers before we go through the questions again. I haven't got the up-to-date share details for Richard Branson or Roman Abramovich, but might not be as much rich as they once were. Definitely not. I think you might be right, Ian Buchanan. Typical cricket club treasurer there, right on there. The last question was, which person is richer, Roman Abramovich or Sir Richard Branson? Which person is richer? Or was before this? Okay, we'll go through the answers now. Question 1. Oh, we'll go through the questions again. Question 1, which confectionery company produces After 8s and Toffee Crisp chocolate bars? 2, the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, is located in which city? 3, Amstel is a beer produced in which city and which country is that city in? That's a 2-mark question. 4 is who wrote Oliver Twist, A Christmas Carol and Great Expectations? 5, in the Bible, who betrayed Jesus with a kiss? 6, what nationality was political activist and lawyer Mahatma Gandhi? 7, what are baby squirrels called? 8, how many cards are dealt to each player at the start of a hand of poker? 9, for 2 marks, which famous 1957 novel contained the character Holden Caulfield, and who was the author? Question 10, Prosecco is a drink normally associated with which country? 11, Mary Piper and King Edward's are varieties of what? Question 12, what colour flag is awarded to a beach that meets high standards for cleanliness, safety and water quality? 13, a 2-mark question, in which religion is Krishna a god and what country is it originated in? Or what country did it originate in? 14, in the video game series Sonic, what type of creature is Sonic? 15, prior to joining the EU, what was the currency of Spain? And the quickfire round, 16, who sold more books, or which sold more books, The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings? 17, when rounded to the nearest 50, is 1 mile nearer to 1,600 metres or 1,550 metres. Which came first, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? One for Sam Scully there. 19, which is heavier, adult hippo or adult elephant? 20, which golden eagle is larger, male or female? 21, who founded Australia, Captain Scott or Captain Cook? 22, which is longer, a furlong or 100 metres? 23, which contains more liquid, 2 pints or 1 litre? 24, which perfume has sold more, Chanel No. 5 or Miss Dior? And your last question, number 25, which person is richer, Roman Abramovich or Sir Richard Branson? All right, let's go through the answers for the first round. Question 1, the answer is Nestle. Nestle produce After Eights and Toffee Crisps. Number 2, the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, is located in Dubai. Dubai. Question 3, Amstel is produced in Amsterdam. And 2 possible answers I'll give you for the second part. One is Holland and the other is the Netherlands. Amstel is produced in Amsterdam, which is in the Netherlands, or Holland. For 2 marks, question 3. Question 4, Charles Dickens. He wrote Oliver Twist, Christmas Carol and Great Expectations. Question 5, who betrayed Jesus with a kiss? It was Judas Iscariot, or Judas. I'll give you. He was on last week on the quiz. He's not here this week, though. Question 6, what nationality was political activist and lawyer Mahatma Gandhi? He was Indian. Mahatma Gandhi was Indian. Question 7, what are baby squirrels called? Baby squirrels are called kittens. And everybody knows why squirrels swim on their backs. It's to keep their nuts dry. Question 8, how many cards are dealt to each player at the hand of stud poker? It's 7 cards. If you put 5 for that because I wasn't clear before, shout up and we'll see what we can do. But 7 is the answer to question 8. Question 9 is a 2-mark question. Which famous 1957 novel contained the character Holden Caulfield and who was the author? The novel was The Catcher in the Rye and the author is J.D. Salinger. Great read. If you haven't read it, well worth it. So number 9 is The Catcher in the Rye and J.D. Salinger. Question 10. Prosecco is an Italian drink. Number 10, Italian, Italy. Question 11. Potato. Oh, somebody says their cousin in Canada can't understand my accent. Oh, it's a shame. Not a lot I can do about that. Sorry, guys. I'll try and speak more clearly, a little bit more clearly for the Canadians in the house. There's a couple of questions they might like later on. Question 12. What colour flag is awarded to a beach that meets high standards for cleanliness, safety and water quality? It's blue. It's a blue flag. Question 13 is also a 2-mark question. In which religion is Krishna a god? It's Hinduism. Question 13 is Hinduism. And it originated in India. Thanks, Jeff. My voice is too posh. Oh, I've got a few people lost connection and stuff like that. Just go with it. Okay, go with it. If you put question 5, question 8, don't worry about it. It's fine. You know, just listen out. If you know you got it right, then you know, use discretion. Use discretion. Question 14. In the video game series, Sonic is a hedgehog. Question 14. Sonic is a hedgehog. Mikey's question and the poker question. 2 cards, one face down and one face up. Okay. Maybe a bad question. Lots of different cards of poker. You know, different. There's 5-card poker. There's all sorts of different kinds. But so stud poker's slightly different. But okay, Mike. 15. Prior to joining the EU, what was the currency of Spain? It was the peseta. Pesetas. Okay, quick fire round. 16. Which sold more books? It was The Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings. Question 17. When rounded to the nearest 50, is 1 mile nearer to 1,600 meters or 1,550? It's nearer to 1,600. 1 mile is 1,609 meters. Question 18. Which came first, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? It is Coca-Cola. Question 18 is Coca-Cola. Question 19, which is heavier, an adult hippo or an adult elephant? It's an adult elephant. Adult elephant. Question 20, which golden eagle is larger, male or female? It's the female. The female golden eagle is larger. Question 21, who founded Australia? Captain Scott or Captain Cook? It's Captain Cook. Captain Cook founded Australia. The Dutch did arrive there before, but the founder of Australia was Captain Cook. Question 22, which is longer, a furlong or 100 meters? It's a furlong. A furlong is the longer distance used in horse racing. Question 23, which contains more liquid, 2 pints or 1 litre? It is 2 pints. 2 pints, which ironically is the amount of beer that Gary Denham has consumed between the start of the quiz and now, by the sounds of it. Question 24, which perfume has sold more, Chanel No. 5 or Miss Dior? It's Chanel No. 5. Chanel No. 5 has sold more. And 25, final question for this round, and it will give you your marks total for the round. It is, which person is richer, Roman Abramovich or Sir Richard Branson? It is Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich. Okay, so there is your first round completed. It should give you 25 marks in total. The 2-mark questions being question 3, question 9, and question 13. Okay, give you a little bit of time to count those up, and I'll give you a couple of minutes to count those up, and then we'll get ready for round number 2, which is TV, films, and music. 21 for Joy and Damien. It's a great effort, given the fact that Joy had quite a collection of drink assembled for the quiz tonight. A really good effort. So 21 for them is a really good effort down there in Leeds. Poker is 5. Yeah, I know poker is 5. But I got a little bit thrown when Mike started asking about what hand of poker it was. It is 5-card poker, but 25 for Diggins Wood. Team Diggins Wood, Kerry and Tim, down in Leeds. Tremendous effort. They're playing for their camp in the garden. Great effort. 24 on the first round for Miss Dykes, Year 3 teacher at All Saints. Out of 28, it might well be Notty. Yeah, you're right. It is. And what did you get? Tell me what you got. 24. 24 in the first round. For the Atkinsons, got 24s for that was Carrie. 23 out of 25 for the Millers. If I don't get to read your scores out, make sure you keep them up and keep a score of them. 21 for Mrs. Fletcher, and I think it's Seth who's at home with Mrs. Fletcher. 22 for the Scots. 25 for the Hannahs in Bradford. 23 for Sam Scully and family. Hope you got the Coca-Cola one right. 23 for Mrs. Miller. Got loads, 20 for the Buchanans, and they've got some severe disagreements. Alex Granger, 24, solid start to the round here. 25 out of 28 for Brian Golightly, and the Yoxall family, 23. The Penrices, 23. I found a cocktail shaker for me. I'm dropping off tomorrow, so I can start on the whiskey sours. Not too many, though. Definitely not before I read this quiz out, anyway. It would be a real error, that. 23 for the Allports. Brilliant. 19 for Ian Williams, Patty, Edward, and the gang. Let's have a look round there. Plus Abby, Newcastle under Lyme. 23 for the Lightfoot. Some good scores coming in tonight. 18 for the LaRues. Apologies to the Canadians. 21 for the Edmos. Let's see what else we've got. 21 for the Allports. That's Pete, Finn, and Abe for the other Allports. 21 for the Lobs. 23 for the Addicots at Woodville Park. 25 out of 28 for the Knots. 25 from the Hannahs in Bradford. Great stuff. What else have we got down here? Further down. Oh, sorry, Pat, I missed that one. What is the answer to question 7? The answer to question 7 was baby squirrels. What were baby squirrels called? They were kittens. Baby squirrels are kittens. You should know that one. I've cracked that gag loads of time. The Wrights and Deerham as well. Right, my Auntie Barbara got 23 as well. Okay, I'm going to have a 2-minute refreshment break, and I'll be back to start round 2 in a couple of minutes. Okay.
That's true. I'm Spider-Man. Matt, check. Web shares, check. Crime fighter, you know it. Spider sense tingling.
Hi, Nelly and Dew. And Maxine.
Got the trouble? Spidey will try you down. Time to be a hero. Let's swing into action.
I have nothing to do with the mid-round entertainment break entertainment, guys. So, yeah, not sure what it was. Oh, Stephen Moss. Mossy says, hi, Gareth. How are you doing? I'm good, thanks, Mossy. I'm sure it's you're enjoying the quiz. Okay, round 2 is TV, film, and music. And again, we've got a little bit of quick fire stuff at the end for you. A couple of 2-mark questions in there. I'll let you know where they come. And just do your best. If you need anything else read out, keep your scores. Don't worry. I've got we can keep them going through the end, and we can amass them at the end. So any shout outs and one thing and another, just give us a yell. But I'll do my best to do it halfway point. Okay, round 2, question 1. Pencils at the ready. If you were on Ramsay Street, which soap opera would you be in? If you were on Ramsay Street, which soap opera would you be in? $23 for the Smiles. Good effort. 22 for the Steels. It's good. Some good scores coming in. A lot of over 20s tonight. It's really good effort. 2-mark question. Number 2. Which song by the artist Drake broke #1 record sales in summer 2016? And what nationality is Drake? Which song by Drake broke #1 record sales in the summer of 2016? And what nationality is Drake? So we've got shout out to the Simpsons from Leeds, the Garners from Thackley, and Nick and Leanne Smythe over on Oak Tree Crescent. Hope you're enjoying the quiz tonight. Okay, question 3. Which British actor links the following films? American Psycho, The Fighter, and 3 Batman films: Batman the Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight Rises. Which British actor links the following films? American Psycho, The Fighter, and 3 Batman films: The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight Rises. Big shout out to Ian Buchanan's brother and sister-in-law playing along in Stainburn. And Gemma, you need to listen to Mark, as he knows the score, apparently. Oh, he's from the same town as Damien. There you go. South Wales, if I'm not mistaken, Damien. Question number 4. Which UK presenter's career started as a Radio 1 disc jockey and ended with presenting Deal or No Deal from 2005 to 2016? Which UK presenter's career started as a Radio 1 DJ and ended with presenting Deal or No Deal from 2005 to 2016? Hello to the Garners in Thackley from the Hannahs in Thackley. Big shout out to you guys. Kevin Taylor, so I'm cutting the grass, not just his own grass, but also the grass outside. He's obviously really exhausted all of his housework. He really likes my curtains and says they are beautiful. Where did I get them from? I can't advertise on here. So question 3 again, I'll read it again. Which British actor links the following films: American Psycho, The Fighter, and 3 Batman films: The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and Dark Knight Rises? And it is not Jimmy Savile, whoever put that on there. Shame on you. Question 5. Who had hit singles with the following songs: One Way or Another, Call Me, Heart of Glass, and Maria? Who had hit singles with the following songs: One Way or Another, Call Me, Heart of Glass, and Maria? That was the ice machine in the background, by the way. And that was question 5. Just had a message from Sally Daniels, who was logged on and doing last week's quiz and was wondering why I wasn't making her shout outs. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, dear. Question 6. Which American actor played the role of Danny Zuko in the film version of Grease? Question 6. Which American actor played the role of Danny Zuko in the film version of Grease? Question 7. Inspector Morse was set in which UK city? Question 7. Inspector Morse was set in which UK city? Big shout out to Jodie Craddock, not the Wolves legend, who's I can't believe there's 2 people called Jodie Craddock. From Liam Jackson, he wants a big shout out. So big shout out to Jodie Craddock, second most famous footballer on tonight's cast with Jeff Thorpe. Question 8. Which 2017 hit was originally sung by Louis Fonsi and featured Daddy Yankee? Which 2017 hit was originally sung by Louis Fonsi and featured Daddy Yankee? And that was question 8. Wayne Bell and the gang, Wayne, Lindsay, Bobby and Molly, who's 7, who actually got the Burj Khalifa question correct herself. Well done, you guys. Chris Rice just sent a message about loading last week's quiz up. That's brilliant, that. I'll tell you what, you'll have fun tomorrow when you do this week's. 22 for, where are we at here? Harriet, 22 for Harriet. Good start, Harriet. Nice and solid for you this week. 21 for my cousin Ben Smith down in Brentwood. The Grimmers, Paul and Christine, Jacob and Tom. Good start, solid 17. Some 22s, 23s. Oh, my mum got 18. Oh, mine, I gave it questions beforehand, and all. Anyway, question number 10. No, sorry, question number 9. Question number 9. John Travolta and Uma Thurman starred together in which Quentin Tarantino film? Question 9. John Travolta and Uma Thurman starred together in which film by Quentin Tarantino? Mike Brailsford, 22. Gary Denham, why's Cam got a cricket helmet on? And Gary Denham says, what's in the glass? It's definitely not apple juice. No, it's not. It's not apple juice this week. It's orange juice. And a big shout out to mine and Gary's Cockermouth Junior Football Club under 11s, whose season is currently ended, unfortunately. Okay, question number 10. Westeros, King's Landing, and Bravos are locations in which popular TV box set? Westeros, King's Landing, and Bravos are locations in which popular TV box set? No, right, okay. Sam Scully's mum wants to know where I'm presenting from. This is my kitchen. Okay, this is my kitchen. So behind me are the doors into the garden. So this is my kitchen, Sam. Okay, question number 11. Which US rapper and actor had 1998 hits with Getting Jiggy With It, Just the Two of Us, and Miami? Question 11. Which US rapper and actor had 1998 hits with Getting Jiggy With It, Just the Two of Us, and Miami? See if I can get through a few more of these shout outs. I think I've done most of them, so that's pretty good. We're all right. We seem to be up to. No, I'm not. Liam Jackson thought I was presenting from the Polo Lounge, which is one of his favourite pubs up in Glasgow. But no, I'm not. I'm presenting from the kitchen. Question number 12. The Disney film Tangled is a retelling of which German fairy tale? Question 12. The Disney film Tangled is a retelling of which German fairy tale? Wayne Bell says, and we were having a bit of a competition against the Wrights family in the quiz. They'll be struggling now. Yeah, you're not wrong. They're doing last week's. Question number 13. Gaz, Scotty T, Marnie, and Chloe Ferry are reality TV stars who starred on which show that I don't watch? Question 13. Gaz, Scotty T, Marnie, and Chloe Ferry are reality TV stars who starred on which show? Dave Lightfoot got thinks he's got question 2. He's a big rap music fan. You can often hear it pumping out of the van as he comes up Riverdale Drive. It's like being in Compton. Question number 14. I've paid my dues, time after time, is the opening line of which famous song? Question 14. I've paid my dues, time after time, is the opening line of which famous song? Somebody's asking, what beer am I drinking? I can't remember, actually. It's in the fridge. I just bought it from Sainsbury's before. It was part of my essential purchase order. Question number 15. Which actor plays John Wick in the John Wick film series? Question 15. Which actor plays John Wick in the John Wick film series? Let's see if there's anything else coming while we wait. Question 16. Question 16. Peter Kay and Paddy McGuinness rose to fame in which show based around a social club in Bolton? Question 16. Peter Kay and Paddy McGuinness rose to fame in which show based around a social club in Bolton? My father-in-law, John Turnbull, through at Dean. Say hello to Izzy, Cam, Jacob and Tom. They got a very, very respectable 20 on round 1. Top effort. Chris Steele said it was the only question Dave Lightfoot gets right. Question 17. Which country singing legend, famous for his duets with Dolly Parton and the songs Islands in the Stream, The Gambler and Coward of the County, sadly died in March 2020? Big favourite of mine. Which country singing legend, famous for his duets with Dolly Parton and the songs Island in the Stream, the gambler and coward of the county, sadly died in March 2020? It's not Cronenberg. It's not. I think it's the one you get at Wagamama's. It's the only one that they sell. I can't remember what it's called now. And question 18. In which film series is Steve Stifler, the Stiffmeister, a main character? Question 18. In which film series is Steve Stifler, the Stiffmeister, a main character? His little brother's also in the film as Little Stiffy. Just a little added fact for you there. Like jog your memory. So that's your first 18. Here's your quickfire round for the TV, film and music. From question 19 to 24. 19 to 24. Okay, question 19. Who is older, Ant or Dec? That's it, Mark Graham. Asahi, that's it. Asahi. I don't even have to go to the fridge and get it out now. You just told me. Brilliant, thank you. So, who is older, Ant and Dec? Question 19. Question 20. Whose album sold more? Queen's Greatest Hits or ABBA's Gold? That's in the UK. Question 20. Whose album sold more? Queen's Greatest Hits or ABBA's Gold, which is their greatest hits? Question 21. Which made more at the box office? Star Wars The Force Awakens or Return of the Jedi? Which made more at the box office? Star Wars The Force Awakens or Return of the Jedi? Apparently, Dave Lightfoot's rap name is cropped up twice as the brother of Steve Stifler from American Pie, Little Stiffy. He must do a bit of rapping in his spare time. That's two people have texted that in. I won't drop them in it, but it was Chris Steele and Jeff Thorpe. Question 22. Which soap has run for longer, EastEnders or Emmerdale? Which soap has run for longer, EastEnders or Emmerdale? Question 23. Who had more number ones? If Ian Buchanan doesn't get this right, I'll shoot him. The Spice Girls or Take That? Who had more number ones? The Spice Girls or Take That? Come on, Bukes. Question 24. Your final one for this round. Who played Austin Powers? Was it Mike Myers or Dana Carvey? Who played Austin Powers? Was it Mike Myers or Dana Carvey? Okay, a quick whip through the questions from round 2. If you were on Ramsay Street, which soap opera would you be in? That's question 1. Question 2 is a 2-mark question. Which song by Drake broke number 1 record sales in the UK in summer 2016, and what nationality is he? Question 3, which British actor links the following films? American Psycho, The Fighter, and the 3 Batman films, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight Rises. Question 4, which UK presenter's career started as a Radio 1 DJ and ended with presenting Deal or No Deal from 2005 to 2016. Question 5, who had hit singles with the following songs? One Way or Another, Call Me, Heart of Glass, and Maria. Brilliant singer she is. Question 6, which American actor played the role of Danny Zuko in the film version of Grease? Question 7, Inspector Morse was set in which UK city? Question 8, which 2017 hit was originally sung by Louis Fonsi featuring Daddy Yankee? Question 9, John Travolta and Uma Thurman starred together in which film by Quentin Tarantino? Question 10, Westeros, King's Landing and Bravos are locations in which popular box set? Question 11, which US rapper and actor had a 1998 hits with Getting Jiggy With It, Just the Two of Us and Miami? Question 12, the Disney film Tangled is a retelling of which German fairy tale? Question 13, Gaz, Scotty T, Marnie and Chloe Ferry are reality TV stars who starred on which show? Question 14, I've paid my dues. Time after time is the opening line of which famous song? Question 15, which actor plays John Wick in the John Wick film series? Question 16, Peter Kay and Paddy McGuinness rose to fame in which show based around a social club in Bolton? Question 17, which country singing legend, famous for his duets with Dolly Parton and the songs Islands in the Stream, The Gambler and Coward of the County, sadly died in March 2020? Question 18, in which film series is Steve Stifler, the Stiffmeister, a main character? And 19, who is older, Ant or Dec? Question 20, whose album sold more, Queen's Greatest Hits or ABBA's Gold? In the UK, that is. Question 21, which made more at box office, Star Wars The Force Awakens or Return of the Jedi? Question 22, which soap has run for longer, EastEnders or Emmerdale? Question 23, who had more number ones, The Spice Girls or Take That? And 24, who played Austin Powers? Was it Mike Myers or Dana Carvey? Big shout out to Jack Hills and Maxie Hills, just around the corner from us. Hope you're enjoying the quiz. And even Tony as well. Broughton Wombats are bossing it, no thanks to the captain. Okay. That's how it is sometimes. Okay, here's your answers. Round 2. Take us nicely up to 9 o'clock, halfway point. If you're on Ramsay Street, which soap opera would you be in? You'd be in Neighbours. You'd be in Neighbours. Ramsay Street in real life is actually called Pinote Court. I used to live near it when I was playing cricket in Australia. There you go. It's in Neighbours. Question 2. The song by Drake that broke record sales in summer 2016 is One Dance, and his nationality is Canadian. One Dance, and Drake is Canadian. There you go, Dave. Question 3. Which British actor links the films American Psycho, The Fighter, and 3 Batman films? It's Christian Bale. Christian Bale. Question 4. Which UK presenter's career started as a Radio 1 DJ and ended presenting Deal or No Deal? It's Noel Edmonds. Noel Edmonds, question 4. Question 5, who had hit singles with One Way or Another, Call Me, Heart of Glass, and Maria? It is the fabulous Blondie. Question 5, Blondie. Question 6, which American actor played the role of Danny Zuko in the film version of Grease? John Travolta. What a film that is. That funhouse bit at the end, absolutely brilliant. Question 7. Inspector Morse was set in which UK city? It is Oxford. Inspector Morse is set in Oxford. So we've got a shout out from Poppy Spark in British Columbia, Canada. I don't think there'd be anybody any further afield than BC over in Canada. That's a tremendously long way from Cockermouth. It shows how far reaching the internet can be. Question 10. Westeros, King's Landing and Bravos are locations in which TV box set? It is Game of Thrones. Big shout out to the Sayers joining us from Aberdeen, from Johnny Allport. One of my first cricketing heroes, Johnny Allport. Used to be an opening bowler for Cockermouth back in the day. Johnny Allport, giving a shout out to the Sayers there. And to the Allports just up the road from us. Got a beautiful dog of the Allports. Question number 11. Which US rapper and actor had 1998 hits, Getting Jiggy With It, Just the Two of Us, and Miami? It's Will Smith. Question 11 is Will Smith. Question 12. The Disney film Tangled is a retell of which German fairy tale? It's Rapunzel. Rapunzel. Question 13. Gaz, Scotty T, Marnie and Chloe Ferry are reality TV stars from Geordie Shore. Oh, we missed 8 and 9. Hang on a sec, we missed 8 and 9 out here. I got distracted by that. Question 8. 2017 hit was originally sung by Louis Fonsi featuring Daddy Yankee. It is Despacito. Question 8. Question 8 is Despacito. Question 8, Despacito. Question 9, John Travolta and Uma Thurman starred together in which film by Quentin Tarantino? Pulp Fiction. Question 9 is Pulp Fiction. So question 8 is Despacito. Question 9 is Pulp Fiction. And we'll head back to question 13, which was Geordie Shore. Gaz, Scotty T, Marnie and Chloe Ferry. Geordie Shore. Everyone back up to speed. Apologies there. I got carried away by reading the things coming in on the phone. Question 14. I paid my dues time after time is the opening line of which famous song? We are the champions. We are the champions. I'm sure he could, Gary. I'm sure he could. We are the champions. Question 15. Which actor plays John Wick in the John Wick film series? It's Keanu Reeves. Question 15 is Keanu Reeves. Question 16. Peter Kay and Paddy McGuinness shot to fame in which series, which was based around a Bolton social club? It's Phoenix Nights. Phoenix Nights. Question 16. Question 17. Which country legend, famous for his duets with Dolly Parton, sang the songs Islands in the Stream, The Gambler and Coward of the County, and he died sadly last month? It was Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers. Question 18. In which film series is Steve Stifler, the Stiffmeister, a main character? American Pie. What a great series of films that is. American Pie. 19. Quickfire round, quickfire questions. Who is older, Ant or Dec? It's Dec by about 3 months. Dec's 3 months older than Ant. Question 20. Whose album sold more? Queen's Greatest Hits or ABBA's Gold? It's Queen's Greatest Hits. Question 21. Which film made more at the box office? Star Wars The Force Awakens or Return of the Jedi? It is Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is one of the new series films. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Question 22. Which soap has run for longer? EastEnders or Emmerdale? It is Emmerdale. Emmerdale started in 1972 and I think EastEnders 1985. So it's Emmerdale. Question 22. Who's had more UK number ones? Ian Buchanan? The answer is Take That. Take That. I think they had 11. Spice Girls 9. And question 24. Who played Austin Powers? It is Mike Myers. Mike Myers played Austin Powers. Okay. Get your scores updated at the halfway point. Keep them right. Keep them right. Whoopsie-daisy. And total them up. So you will get your first two round scores, add them together, and you've got your score at the halfway point. Little break for refreshments and toilet break, and then back to it in a couple of minutes with round 3, which is a sport round.
Hi, Nelly and Jude. Hi, Jacob and Tom.
That's true. I'm Spider-Man. Cheers. Check. Crime fighter. You know it. Whoa. Spider sense thing. Not trouble. Spidey. I'll try to do that. Let's make it that.
Okay, so we're getting some halfway scores firing. We've got 41s here out of the 53. So 23 on that round out of 25 for Alex Granger. The rights, well done, Sally and Chris. Got 19. We were doing better last week, which was this week for you guys as well. But great effort, though. Yvonne Dykes is 20. She just says, thanks to my mini eggs, Mrs. Fletcher. Great. Halfway 44 for the goalies. Brilliant stuff. 21 again. We're consistent. We've got some consistency, which is good. Ooh, let's have a look. 23 for Harriet, 45 total. Great work. People seem to enjoy the entertainment more in between the rounds. That's a bit of an issue for me. 45 out of 53 for the Millers. Brilliant. Well done. 22, it's 42 out of the 53 for Rich and Nick. Well done. 33 for the Grimmers. We've got back now. 45 for the Lobs. Well done. Some good scores coming in. Let's have a look what else. Bukes is still not happy in the Buchanan household. I've got 69 messages in my inbox here. Let's have a look. 43 for the Addicots. Let down by the Drake questionnaire. It's a tricky one, that one. 41 for the Williamses. Well done. Chris says, I wonder what Yvonne will do with those eggs. Eat them, I'd have thought, but you never know. 42 for the Fletchers. Well done, Sue and Seth. Wow, that's a great effort, you two. 46 overall for Kerry and Tim. The Diggins Woods down in Leeds. 46 as well for the Scully clan through at Grey Soon. 41 for Suzanne and Martin in Dereham. Hats off for the halftime entertainment. 44 for the goalies. 21 again for Joy and Damien. Solid and consistent. 46 for the Grangers. Alicia, John and Gillian. And 47 overall there. 51 for the Yoxall. Family's halfway. We'll struggle now. We've opened another bottle. That's the problem. That's where Joy and Damien went wrong last week. 19 for Finn, Pete and Abe. And Carla is freshly showered and joining in as well. Well, Carla, hope you enjoyed the shower. Prefer a bath myself with candles and maybe some rose petals. 47 for the Gallightleys. 45 for the Brelsfords. 45 out of 53 for the Knots. And the beard is looking good. Thanks very much. Better than last week. Somebody asked me why I had a big nose last week. I said it's nice to wake up and smell the coffee in the morning in Brazil. Okay, LaRue's 40 out of 53. Great stuff. 20 for the Sayers in Bonnie, Scotland, round 2. And 23 for the Penrices. We're all naked in transition. Please don't knock us any points. I won't dock you any points. That's my sister around the corner there. Somebody says, get yourself another beer. Well, I will do. Right, 20 for the Coys. Hillary, well done. You and Rod. Brilliant. We've got attachments of 5 cards stood yet. Okay, if you got 5 for that first, you can add yourself a question on in that first round there. It's 5. I did have 5 down as my answer. It's out so far. Bear with me. I do apologise. It's I'm going to have to get someone to do this. I tried to get Ange to do like an MMA girl walking between the rounds, announcing the different rounds and stuff like that in the intervals. I bought her a bag of Oreo bites and some 12 bites, but she still turned the offer down. So it didn't give me the time to read everything and do everything in between. Okay, round 3 is the sport round. And here we go. Question 1. Which circuit is known as the home of the British Grand Prix? Which circuit is known as the home of the British Grand Prix? Question 1. Question 2, Wayne Bell, and a few others should get this one right. How many players are involved in a rugby league scrum? How many players are involved in a rugby league scrum? My sister says, Dave says, remember the Chester Triathlon? Remember that? Oh, yes, I can indeed. The Melbrake and Winfell Warriors, 50. Melbrake, wow, that's a brilliant effort, that over there. 41 for the Oxalls, not 51. I was going to say that's a tremendous effort, that only dropping 2 points. Question 3. Tracy Neville was the England coach at which sport? Question 3. Tracy Neville was the England coach at which sport? 43 for the Tinklers. Good work. 50 for the clever Hannahs in Thackley. That's a really good effort. And a big shout out for Barbara Ann and Davey in Trimden in Durham. Now we're the lads over there in Durham. 46. Yeah, 46 for the Grangers. That's brilliant. Brilliant effort. 48 for the Hannahs in Bradford as well. Question 4. Who bowled the super over for England in the 2019 Cricket World Cup final? Who bowled the super over for England in the 2019 Cricket World Cup final? 45 for the Lobs, Linda and Jeff and family. Great work. Millers are going well. The Addicott's 43. Very solid, but let down by the Drake question. Question number 5. The Solheim Cup is a competition between Europe and the USA ladies teams in which sport? Question 5. The Solheim Cup is a competition between Europe and the USA ladies teams in which sport? So we've got Mike Rolls for 45 so far. Anna McGrath, 45 total so far. The Lightfoot's 45. 39 from Holland. Great stuff over there in the Netherlands. 35 for Rob Goodger. 44 for Lindsay Stevenson with a useless friend. 42 for Andrew Messenger. 39 for my good friend Mark Graham, who also, if that had been a question about the Wagamama's bee, he'd have been in. Thorpe, 43. Andrew Milligan, 41. Gemma Stockdale, 21. Craig Meyer, on the up, got 20. There's a rugby league question there for you, Craig. You wanted one of them last week. 22 for the Edmondsons. Broughton Wombats, 24. There we go as we work our way down. Okay, and we're now down to question 6. If my father-in-law gets this wrong, I'll disown him. Okay, John, with which number is Italian superbike racer Valentino Rossi associated with? With which number is Italian superbike racer Valentino Rossi associated with? 42 for the Allports. That's Johnny. All the clever folk up here, this end of town, eh? 43 for the Edmondsons as well. And a shout out for Big Mike Oxbig. And somebody, he says, get me some another beer. I'll be able to speak if I get another. Question 7. What is the oldest domestic football trophy in the world? What is the oldest domestic association football trophy in the world? I think John's got it right. I'm pleased about that. Question number 8. What country was British boxing Olympic medalist and world champion Lennox Lewis born in? What country or which country was British boxing Olympic medalist and world champion Lennox Lewis born in? Where was Lennox Lewis born? The goal is 44, 22 in round 1, 22 in round 2. A very solid start for you guys. Question 6 again. With which number is Italian superbike racer Valentino Rossi associated with? That's question 6 again. That's for my wife in the living room. She's obviously not paying close attention. Maybe getting changed ready for the MMA bit at the next interval. Okay, question 9. Question 9. How many Olympic gold medals did the famous decathlete Daley Thompson win? Was it 2, 3, or 4? How many Olympic gold medals did the famous decathlete Daley Thompson win? Was it 2, 3, or 4? No, the Auto Windscreen Shield Trophy is not the oldest. My sister's trying to big Jeff Thorpe up there, but no, it's not the oldest. 43 for the Smythe so far. Good stuff, good work. 46 for Dykesy. 42 for Sue Fletcher. Some good scores coming in. 22 for my cousin down in Brentwood. Number 10. The Brownlee brothers, Alistair and Johnny, are both champions of which sport? Question 10. The Brownlee brothers, Alistair and Johnny, are both champions of which sport? That's question 10. Question 11. 3 Scottish football teams have won major European football competitions. Rangers and Celtic are 2. Who is the third? 3 Scottish teams have won major European football competitions. Rangers and Celtic are 2. Who is the third Scottish team to win a European club football competition? Question 12. Cumbrian duo Stephen Hanley and Mark Cueto played Premiership rugby for which club team? Question 12. Cumbrian duo Stephen Hanley and Mark Cueto played Premiership rugby for which club team? Question 13. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just signed the NFL's most successful quarterback on a $50 million 2-year contract at 43 years of age. Who is he? Question 13. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just signed the NFL's most successful quarterback on a $50 million 2-year contract at 43 years of age. Who is he? There might have been some connection problems there at point, but don't worry, we'll go through all the questions again and then at the end of the round, so you'll catch up if you've missed any. Ian Buchanan says his bird is amazing. I think she's Brazilian by nationality, not by grooming choices, although maybe both, who knows. Question 14. Who did Gareth Barry overtake to become the player with the most English Premier League appearances? Question 14. Who did Gareth Barry overtake to become the player with the most English Premier League appearances? He says, I'm not sure you should have read that out. It wasn't Ian Buchanan who said that, it was somebody else actually. Mr. Knott says, what's with all of the egg chasing questions? Sorry about that. Question 15. 3 countries are hosts of Grand Tour cycling events. France and Italy are 2. Who is the third country? 3 countries are hosts of Grand Tour cycling events. France and Italy are 2. Who is the third? And Team Buchanan are down to 1 member now as Ian has just been buried in the back garden. A big shout out to Paul and Janet in Doncaster. I'll try to get these. Reads out. We're up to speed. Okay, question 16. Question 16. How many London marathons has Paula Radcliffe won? Is it 3, 4, or 5? How many London marathons has Paula Radcliffe won? Is it 3, 4, or 5? Question 17. If you're watching cricket or rugby at Newlands, in which country would you be spectating? Question 17. If you were watching cricket or rugby at Newlands, in which country would you be spectating in? So that's question 17. If you're watching cricket or rugby at Newlands, in which country would you be spectating in? Question 18. How many different teams have won the English Premier League trophy since its inception in 1992? How many different teams have won the Premier League trophy since its inception in 1992? Kelly Scott says, Kev Taylor's very, very quiet tonight. He must be concentrating really hard. I think he's searching on the internet to see where I got my curtains from. I think that's his problem. Question 19. The Rams, the Galaxy, the Dodgers, and the Lakers are sports teams associated with which US city? The Rams, the Galaxy, the Dodgers, and the Lakers are sports teams associated with which US city? Fiona Miller thinks I'm a dead ringer for John Richardson. I've no idea. I only know one John Richardson. I hope I'm not a dead ringer for him. He looks like he's been dug up. When am I going to do Meet the Whites? I don't know. I have to take their masks off at the interval. Okay, quick fire round. Sports. Here we go. Questions 20 to 25. Who scored more goals for England? Gary Lineker or Alan Shearer? Who has scored more goals for England? Gary Lineker or Alan Shearer? Yeah, the Chargers also play there as well. Yeah. This is true. I just left them out of badness, Simon. Question 21. Who is the only female tennis player to win the Golden Slam? Is it Serena Williams or Steffi Graf? Who is the only female tennis player to win a Golden Slam in tennis? Ladies tennis. Serena Williams or Steffi Graf? Question 22. Which horse won more English Grand Nationals? Red Rum or Desert Orchid? Which horse won more English Grand Nationals? Red Rum or Desert Orchid? Question 23. Whose stadiums are closer together by proximity? Liverpool and Everton or Dundee and Dundee United? Question 23. Whose stadiums are closer together? Liverpool and Everton or Dundee and Dundee United? Shout out to Paul and Janet in Doncaster, all the way down in Donny. I've been to the Donny Dome, ice skating before, and to Bellevue to watch Carlisle with Jeff Thorpe in the lineup against Doncaster Rovers back in the day. I hope Ian's out of the garden now. That'd be really sad. 24. Who has got most Test centuries for England? Sir Geoffrey Boycott or Kevin Peterson? 24. Who has most Test centuries for England? Sir Geoffrey Boycott or Kevin Peterson? Nice to welcome Keswick Keith to the quiz tonight. Just dropped a comment in there, all the way from Keswick. Keith Richardson. Good evening, Keith. Hope you're well. Question 25. Who has won most Grand Prix? Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton? 25. Your final question for the sports round. Who has won most Grand Prix? Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton? And that's the completion of your penultimate round, the sport round. I'll read the questions again because there were some connectivity issues there by all accounts. So, question 1. Which circuit is known as the home of the British Grand Prix? Which circuit is known as the home of the British Grand Prix? Question 2. How many players are involved in a rugby league scrum? How many players are involved in a rugby league scrum? Question 3. Tracy Neville was the England coach at which sport? Tracy Neville was the England coach at which sport? Question 4. Who bowled the super over for England in the 2019 Cricket World Cup final? Who bowled the super over for England in the 2019 Cricket World Cup final? Question 5. The Solheim Cup is a competition between Europe and the USA ladies teams in which sport? The Solheim Cup is a competition between Europe and the USA ladies teams in which sport? Question 6. With which number is Valentino Rossi associated? With which number is Italian superbike racer Valentino Rossi associated with? Question 7. What is the oldest domestic association football trophy in the world? What is the oldest domestic football trophy in the world? That's association. Question 8. What country was British boxing gold medalist and world champion Lennox Lewis born in? Which country was British boxing Olympic medalist and world champion Lennox Lewis born in? Question 9. How many Olympic gold medals did the famous decathlete Daley Thompson win? Was it 2, 3 or 4? How many Olympic gold medals did the famous decathlete Daley Thompson win? 2, 3 or 4? Question 10. The Brownlee brothers, Alistair and Johnny, are both champions of which sport? Question 10. The Brownlee brothers, Alistair and Johnny, are both champions of which sport? Question 11. 3 Scottish teams have won major European football competitions. Rangers and Celtic are 2. Who is the third? Question 12. Cumbrian duo Stephen Hanley and Mark Quato both played rugby for England, but who else did they play for in the Premiership? Former teammate of mine, Stephen Hanley. Question 13. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just signed the NFL's most successful quarterback on a $50 million 2-year contract at 43 years of age. Who is he? Who Tampa Bay just signed? Question 14. Who did Gareth Barry overtake to become the Premier League's most appearance record holder? Who did Gareth Barry overtake? Question 15. 3 countries are hosts of Grand Tour cycling events. France and Italy are 2. Who is the third? 3 countries are hosts of Grand Tour cycling events. France and Italy are 2. Who is the third? Yeah, just a message from Joy there who says Stephen Hanley, the most, what did she describe him as? Inappropriate man we know. Yeah, he's right up there. He's like the rugby equivalent of Katie Hopkins. Question number 16. How many London marathons did Paula Radcliffe win? 3, 4 or 5? How many London marathons did Paula Radcliffe win? 3, 4 or 5? 17. If you were watching cricket or rugby at Newlands, in which country would you be spectating? If you were watching cricket or rugby at Newlands, in which country would you be spectating? Question 18. How many different teams have won the Premier League trophy since 1992? 18. How many different teams have won the Premier League trophy since 1992? Question 19. The Rams, the Galaxy, the Dodgers, the Lakers and the Chargers are sports teams associated with which US city? The Rams, the Galaxy, the Dodgers and the Lakers are sports teams associated with which US city? And your quickfire round. 20. Who scored more goals for England? Lineker or Shearer? 21. The only person to win the Grand Slam in ladies tennis, is it Serena Williams or Steffi Graf? 22. Which horse won more Grand Nationals, Red Rum or Desert Orchid? 23. Whose stadiums are closer together, Liverpool and Everton or Dundee and Dundee United? 24. Who has the most Test centuries for England, Sir Geoffrey Boycott or Kevin Peterson? Question 25. Who has won more Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton? And here are your answers for the sport round. Question 1. The home of the British Grand Prix is Silverstone. Silverstone. Question 2. How many players involved in a rugby league scrum? There are 6 players involved in a rugby league scrum. 6. Question 3. Tracy Neville was the England coach at which sport? She was the netball coach. She's also the sister of Gary and Phil Neville. Question 4. Who bowled the super over for England in the 2019 Cricket World Cup final? It was Jofra Archer. Question 4 was Jofra Archer. Question 5. The Solheim Cup is a competition between Europe and the USA ladies teams in which sport? It is golf. Golf. Question 6. With which number is Italian superbike legend Valentino Rossi associated with? It's number 46. Question 6 is number 46. What is the oldest domestic association football trophy in the world? It's the FA Cup. 2 years older than the second oldest, which is the Scottish Cup. Number 7 is the FA Cup. Okay, let's number 2, it's 6 players per side, so I'll accept 6 or 12 for number 2. All right, 6 or 12, because there are 6 each side. So we'll go with 12. Okay, if you've put 6 for one team, that's fine, 6 or 12. Yeah, Chris Steele, you can have 12. You're right, there are 12 in total, so 6 per team. So 6 or 12 for question 2. Question 8. What country was British boxing Olympic medalist and world champion Lennox Lewis born in? He was Canadian by birth. Scrum halves don't count. They're putting the ball in. They're not actually part of the scrum, Foxy. Tenuous. So we're at question 9. How many Olympic gold medals did the famous decathlete Daley Thompson win? He won 2. He won 2. No, naughty 5's close. I won't accept 5, but it's a really good effort. And I like the ending, which is unrepeatable, but I can't accept 5. Good effort, though. Question 10. The Brownlee brothers, Alistair and Johnny, are champions of triathlon. Triathlon. There's 6 in a scrum, or 12. 6 or 12 in a scrum if you count the total. Question 11. 3 Scottish teams have won major European football competitions. Rangers and Celtic. Celtic won the European Cup in 1967. The first British team to do so. Rangers won the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1972. Aberdeen won the European Cup Winners' Cup and the European Super Cup in 1982. So the third team is Aberdeen. Under the manager, a guy who you've probably heard of, Sir Alex Ferguson. So Aberdeen. Question 11. Question 12. Cumbrian duo Stephen Hanley and Mark Cueto played Premiership rugby for Sale Sharks, or Sale. Question 12. Sale. Question 13. Tampa Bay Bucks have just signed the NFL's most successful quarterback on a $15 million 2-year contract at 43 years of age. He caused Ian Buchanan to be buried in his back garden, and his name is Tom Brady. Tom Brady. Question 14. Gareth Barry overtook Ryan Giggs to be the Premier League's highest appearance maker. Yeah, okay. It does say he was born in East London. He was raised and won an Olympic medal for Canada. Yeah. All right. Go on then. He was Canadian. He was Canadian by raising. So go on. We'll give you London for Lennox Lewis. We'll give you British, but if you put Canadian, you can have it as well because he was raised in Canada. Yvonne's put Giselle's husband. Yeah, you can have that, Yvonne. That's fine. So okay, he was born in London, but he was raised in Canada. It should have been raised in Canada. Where are we at? So we're down at question 16. How many London marathons did Paula Radcliffe win? What are you two doing out there? So just get rid of these messages. Paula Radcliffe won 3 London marathons. 3 London marathons. 2002, 2003, 2005, I think it was. Question 17. If you're watching cricket or rugby at Newlands, in which country would you be spectating? South Africa. Question 17. South Africa. Jude Lightfoot's coming through for the American sports, which is good. Down at Castle Lightfoot. So just to clarify, if you've got London or Canada for question 8, I'll let you have it because he was raised in Canada. He was raised Canadian, but he was born actually in East London. He was born in Britain, but raised in Canada. Question number 18. How many different teams have won the Premier League trophy since 1992? The answer is 6. 6 teams. Manchester United won it 13 times, I think, out of the years since 1992. We could possibly be on the verge of a 7th team, depending on what happens between now and the end of the season with Liverpool. Question 19. The Rams, Galaxy, Dodgers, Lakers, and the Chargers are sports teams associated with which US city? Los Angeles. Question 19, Los Angeles. The answer for 15 is Spain. 3 countries are hosts of Grand Tour cycling events. France and Italy are 2. The third is Spain. The Vuelta a España is the Spanish Grand Tour to go along with Le Tour de France and the Giro d'Italia. So question 15 is Spain. Question 15, Spain. Okay, so let's go on to question 20 now. Question 20, the sports quickfire round. Who scored more goals for England, Gary Lineker or Alan Shearer? It is Gary Lineker. Question 20, Gary Lineker. Question 21, the only person to win the Golden Slam in ladies tennis, which is all of the 4 majors plus an Olympic gold medal in the same year. It's Steffi Graf, the German Steffi Graf, phenomenal player. 22, which horse won more Grand Nationals? Well, it was Red Rum. Desert Orchid won the Irish Grand National once, but was more of a hunt horse than the long distance high fences. So Red Rum won 3, I think. Question 23, whose stadiums are closer together? Liverpool and Everton or Dundee and Dundee United? It is Dundee and Dundee United. They're on the same street. Dundee and Dundee United. Question 24, most test centuries for England. It is Kevin Peterson out of those 2. He has got 23 test centuries for England and Sir Geoffrey Boycott, 22. And 25, who has won most Grand Prix? Michael Schumacher or Lewis Hamilton? It is Michael Schumacher with 91 and Lewis Hamilton with 83 or something like that. Between the 2 of them, there's only 8. I'm sure Lewis Hamilton will overtake him quite literally in the very near future. So that's the end of the sports round. We're 3/4 of the way through. Add your 3 scores together to get the end of your 3rd round. Got 1 more round to do, and then we are done. Quick 5-minute break. Request for more North America questions. Well, we've got the geography round to come, Des. So we will see. So answer for question 14. We've got a request for answer question 14. Who did Gareth Barry overtake? It was Ryan Giggs. He overtook Ryan Giggs. Question 14. Ryan Giggs. Add them up. Add them up, what you've got so far. Don't worry, the geography and the history, hopefully you guys in Canada will get a little bit more. And my mum says, I'm crap at sport, I only got 10. Don't mention it. Okay, I won't do that. Number 15. I've done it school, sorry. I got a little bit distracted by answering the Lennox Lewis question, who was raised up. I've got 57 for the Sayers so far, 60 for the Adicotts on Woodville Park, 53 out of 78 for the Reviews, 6 for the LaRue, 64 for Mike Brelsford. The Grangers are on 66. I reckon Alicia will have been the instigator behind the Tracy Neville question. My dad's just sent me a random message, not doing the quiz because he hasn't got the internet. Judy Smythe, 22 in the sport, well done. 62 out of 78 for Nottie and the gang, 53 for Christine and Paul, 59 for Susanna Martin from Dereham. Some good ones coming through. My dad enjoyed his fish chips and peas and the yoghurt for pudding. How was the quiz? I'm still doing it. He'll pay me tomorrow, not for the quiz, for his shopping. Who else we got? Yeah, I've done the Grand Tours question. Sorry I missed that. I was distracted by Lennox Lewis. Hopefully you got that. 17 out of 25 for Rich and Nick. Kev Taylor's too busy looking at his gorgeous wife. It was his birthday this week, so who knows? Thanks for your concern, Kelly. Team Penrice, 65. There's some good scores flying in tonight. 2 has to be 12. Yeah, well, we clarified that. 6 per side or 12. So, Lisa's let Ian come in and stand on the porch because she's rubbish at sports questions. Oh, that's good. It can reach all the divide. 18 for the sport round for Joy and Damien. I put another couple of questions in there. Wine powered 21 for the Yoxalls, really good. 62 in total. 62 for the Lobs, poor last round, can all come out. 63 for the Allports, this is really tight. Jamie, poor round, only 16. And the Atkinsons in Broughton there. Ben and Sam down in Brentwood, 60. 60. Well done. 59 out of 75 for Rich and Nick. It's good. 62 for the Lightfoots. Boyd by the 22 for the Rights in Whitehaven. Granger on 66. Oh, we've unstruggled with that one. Only 10 on that round. 55. Oh, somebody. Gary Denning thinks I should do the next round in the Donald Trump mask. I'm not sure where it's gone. I've done the answer to 15. Apologies for that one. Alex Granger, I'm looking forward to this. 24, 23, and 63 for the Edmondsons. What about Alex Granger's sports round? Let's see what's coming in. Still waiting. He's typing slowly. 64 for Harriet in total so far. 70 for Alex. Very good. He's going well. So don't put his score in, but we'll see how he gets on in the last shot. I read it out before I read the last bit, sorry. 65 for the Smythes, going well. Really good. Okay. Right, a couple of minutes break, the final round, and then we'll get cracking.
Subscribe and get a free cookie. Please subscribe.
Please wash your hands. Please subscribe and then you'll get a free cookie.
Please subscribe and you won't get coronavirus. That's it. Subscribe, please. Please subscribe. You don't even have to watch this video. Just subscribe, please.
Come on. I won't say more, but what's fun?
Just subscribe, please.
Yes.
Subscribe.
PewDiePie.
Subscribe.
To PewDiePie.
I'm to PewDiePie.
Testing. Pew.
Okay, last round 24 for Karen Shanklin, 61. Good round that, 22. Ian Stevenson pulled it round for Lindsay, 68. A Ken White protege, former Ashfield Junior School. Oak Poo, 52. No good at sport questions. Georgia Horsey, 64 altogether, well done. 63, Anna McGrath. Debbie Graham, 21 for a bad round for the Broughton Wombats, apparently. 64 for Nicholson, 66 for Jeff Thorpe. Obviously enjoyed the sports round. 56 for Martin Turner, 57 for Gemma Stockdale, 55, not our best round, Craig Might. I hope you enjoyed the rugby league question, Craig, down there in Bury. Gary Devine, 38. Mike says, can we just have sports quiz next week? So 64s, 21s, Foxy, well done. We've missed out. We missed out question 15. I pulled it round. It was just the Lennox Lewis question clarification that was the issue there. He was born in London but was raised in Canada. My wording wasn't great on question 15. Okay, final round. Geography and history. Not too difficult, I shouldn't think. Okay, question 1. Which North African desert is the largest hot desert in the world? Question 1. Which North African desert is the largest hot desert in the world? 51 for the Coys. Not brilliant, but good fun. Glad you're enjoying it, Hilary. Hope you and Rod are well and enjoying yourselves. Should have cracked up a bottle of red or something tonight to accompany the quiz. Question 2. The name of the venue of a 1066 battle is also the name of a Premier League football stadium, but what is it? The name of a venue of a 1066 battle is also the name of a Premier League football stadium. But what is it? So they share the same name. They're nowhere near each other geographically, but they share the same name. 48 for the Cook-Wilson household. More Cook than Wilson so far. Terrible, like. Not terrible at all. Very respectable. Question 3. Which city is famously located on the banks of the River Seine? Question 3. Which city is famously located on the banks of the River Seine? 70, not 73. I don't know if people are using Google. We'd have to see, Pete, but no, 70, not 73. So 5 wrong on the, let's see, so 25, 25, 20. So that'd be 8 questions wrong, our 8 marks dropped. Question 4. What nationality was the explorer Christopher Columbus? Question 4. What nationality was the explorer Christopher Columbus? Question 4. Oh, the Millers have crashed and burnt with sport. 58 out of 75. I thought Wayne would have been up to that. I hope he got the golf question right, though. 63 for the Edmondsons. Good. 22 for the Wrights in Whitehaven. 63 for the Gaulies. Great work. 69 for the Golightleys. Brian and the gang. Really, really good effort, that. Brian and Michelle and George and Jessica. The Yoxalls are going well. 62 for the Lobpoo in the last round. Okay, question number 5. Russia is the largest country in the world by the measuring of kilometres squared. But which is the second largest country in the world? By kilometres squared, Russia is the largest country in the world, but which country is the second largest? I'll try and start to give Paul and Janet a shout out in Doncaster. Hope you're all right. We've done that bit. Des Wright and the family are going well. The question of North American questions, well, you know, you never know. Question 6. Question 6. To which famous admiral is there a monument situated in Trafalgar Square, London? To which famous admiral is there a monument situated in Trafalgar Square, London? Sayers, 57. 60 for the Addicotts of Woodville Park so far. 53 for the LaRues. 64 for the Brailsfords. My dad enjoyed his tea. 59 for Suzanne and Martin from Dereham. Well done, guys. And 60 for the Williams family. Tim and Kerry, 55 out of 78 for Sport, killed us again. 64 for the Scullies. Penrice is 65. Great work and great recipe for Whiskey Sounds too. Ian's back onto the porch. Hopefully Lisa's not so clever at geography and history. He might get back inside the front door. Question 7. What is the capital city of Australia? Question 7. What is the capital city of Australia? Question number 8. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War? Question 8. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War? '64 for Karen Shankland and Mike. That's a really, really good effort as well. Just checking back through the scores there. Question 9. Europe's longest river is the 3,500 kilometre Volga River, which empties itself into the Caspian Sea. But which country does it run through from north to south? Europe's longest river is the 3,500 kilometre Volga River. It empties itself into the Caspian Sea. Through which country does it run north to south? Somebody says, Edmo says, slow down with those pints. It's the one bottle. I've just had that one bottle. It's just one of them big bottles of about 600 millilitre bottles. So 70 for Evans, Zach and Fisher. Not happy about the poker question, though. Well, there are a couple of possible answers to it, though. So So don't fret too much. That's a real good effort, that, though, you three. Apologies. For 5 or 7, you can have with that. Okay, question 10. Who was caught trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605? Question 10. Who was caught trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605? Question 11. In which country would you find the Giant's Causeway? Question 11. In which country would you find the Giant's Causeway? Be specific with that. There's only one correct answer. Question 12. What structure, which is still standing today, was built on Salisbury Plain in the 3rd millennium BC? What structure, which is still standing today, was built on Salisbury Plain in the 3rd millennium BC? It's question 12. Question 13. Washington, D.C. is the capital city of the United States of America, but what does the D.C. abbreviate? Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States of America, but what does the D.C. abbreviate? So what does the D.C. stand for in Washington, D.C.? Karen Shanklin says, can we have more from the kids next week? Funnier than the question master. Goes without saying, really. Question 14. Which 70-metre long piece of artwork depicts the events leading up to the Norman invasion of England? Question 14. Which 70-metre long piece of artwork depicts the events leading up to the Norman invasion of England? Nice message from Pat Askew. Enjoying the quiz on the other side of town there. Question 15. In which ocean is the United States state of Hawaii located? Question 15. In which ocean is the United States state of Hawaii located? Bukes has been let back into the house. I'm pleased about that. Question 16. In which UK city was the Titanic built? In which UK city was the Titanic built? Question 17. The Reichstag, Checkpoint Charlie, Kurfürstendamm, and the Brandenburg Gate are sights to see in which European city? The rebuilt Reichstag, Checkpoint Charlie, Kurfürstendamm, and the Brandenburg Gate are sights to see in which European city? (19) Final question before the quickfire round. Question 19. The Carpathian Mountains are home to the legendary Count Dracula, but which country are they located in? Question 19. The Carpathian Mountains, home to the legendary Count Dracula, are located in which country? Andrew Messenger said he got 55 to round 3. Tough round. He's going to make up for it in the final round. Let's hope so. Okay. Okay, somebody said I missed question 18, so I've rejigged these on this sheet here because I got my orders mixed up. So we'll cover that one now. We'll do it question 18. Okay. I didn't skip it. I've rejigged my sheet here. But if you look, you'll see I've got some arrows down the side because I got my orders between geography and history mixed up. So question 18. World War I started in 1914, but on what date and in which year did it end? Question 18. Question 18. World War I started in 1914, but on what date and in which year did it end? That's question 18. My Auntie Barbara, I knew this was coming, says my pronunciation for question 17 wasn't good enough. The Reichstag, the rebuilt Reichstag, Checkpoint Charlie, Kurfürstendamm, is that better? Kurfürstendamm, and the Brandenburg Gate are sites to see in which European city? It's been a while. And oh, can I congratulate John Smythe for completing his couch to 5K this week? And that's from Kev Taylor. No problem at all, Kev. Well done, John. Can blame Kev for that, not me. Okay, so we're now on to question 20. Now we've got to question 18. Thank you, Mrs. Shanker. My handwriting is beautiful as usual. You can see what I've done there, though. I like to keep it geography and history, and because I've jigged it about a bit, it's a little bit out of order. So here we go. Last 6 questions. 20. Which came first, the Iron Age or the Bronze Age? Question 20. Which came first, the Iron Age or the Bronze Age? Question 21. Which city is further north, Manchester or York? 21. Which city is further north, Manchester or York? Question 22. Who was born first, William Wordsworth or Fletcher Christian? Question 22. Who was born first, William Wordsworth or Fletcher Christian? Question 23. Ben Stokes was born in Christchurch, but is it on New Zealand's North Island or New Zealand's South Island? Ben Stokes was born in Christchurch. Is it on New Zealand's North Island or New Zealand's South Island? Question 23. John says, tell Kevin Taylor he's a cheeky person of questionable parentage. Terrible, terrible banter. Okay, question 24. Who is the first Protestant born and raised King of England and Ireland? Is it Edward VI or Henry VIII? Who was the first Protestant born and raised King of England and Ireland? Is it Edward VI or Henry VIII? And finally, question 25, last question, is the Tropic of Capricorn north or south of the equator? Question 25, is the Tropic of Capricorn north or south of the equator? All right, last round, here we go. Question 1, which North African desert is the largest hot desert in the world? Question 2, what is the name of the venue of a 1066 battle, which is also the name of a Premier League football stadium or football ground? Question 3, which city is famously located on the banks of the River Seine? Question 4. What nationality was the explorer Christopher Columbus? Question 5. Russia is the largest country in the world in kilometre squareage, but which is second? Which is the second largest? Question 6. To which famous admiral is there a monument situated in Trafalgar Square? Question 6. To which famous admiral is there a monument situated in Trafalgar Square? Question 7. What is the capital city of Australia? Question 7. What's the capital city of Australia? Question 8. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War II? Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War II? Question 9. Yeah, I don't know who Clan Simple are. I have a suspicion, but Mrs. Shanklin, just ignore them. Question 9. Europe's longest river is the 3,500 kilometre long Volga, which empties itself into the Caspian Sea. To which country does it run, north to south? To which country does the Volga run? Question 10. Who was caught trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605? Question 11. In which country would you find the Giant's Causeway? In which country would you find the Giant's Causeway? Question 12. Which structure, which is still standing today, was built on the Salisbury Plain in the 3rd millennium BC? What structure, which is still standing today, was built on Salisbury Plain in the 3rd millennium BC? Question 13. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States of America. What does the D.C. abbreviate? Miss Dykes, she's built the answer to question 12 out of biscuits. I don't know if you mean right now, as we speak, or whether you've done it in the past, Yvonne, but I'm sure it was a magnificent erection either way. Question 14. Which 70-metre long piece of artwork depicts the events leading up to the Norman invasion of England? 70-metre long piece of artwork depicts the events leading up to the Norman invasion of England. Question 15. Which ocean does Hawaii lie in? Which ocean does Hawaii lie in? Question 16. In which UK city was the Titanic built? In which UK city was the Titanic built? Question 17. Let's get this right. My Auntie Barbara, fluent in German, is waiting to criticise my pronunciation. So the Reichstag, rebuilt, Checkpoint Charlie, Kurfürstendamm, and the Brandenburg Gate are sites to see in which European city? That's question 17. Reichstag, Checkpoint Charlie, Kurfürstendamm, and the Brandenburg Gate are sites to see in which European city? Question 18. World War I started in 1914, but on which date in November and in which year did it end? Question 18. Question 19. The Carpathians, home to Dracula, are located in which country? That's 19. And then we've got our last... let's have a look. Last ones here. Let's have a look. Which came first? Question 20. Bronze Age or the Iron Age? Mr. Halliday is under pressure with one of the questions. He said, better get it right. I only taught it last month. Question 21. Which city is further north, Manchester or York? Question 22. Who was born first, William Wordsworth or Fletcher Christian? Yvonne, I hope you meant you built question number 12 out of biscuits and not the Titanic, because I'm not sure a Titanic built out of biscuits would be very successful. I'm assuming you meant 12. Question 23. Stokesy was born in Christchurch. Is it on New Zealand's North Island or the South? Question 24. Who is the first Protestant born and raised King of England and Ireland? Is it Edward VI or Henry VIII? Question 25. Is the Tropic of Capricorn north or south of the equator? Okay. Let's have a look, see if we've got any shouts. Yep, just those two. Okay. So, the answers for the final round. Which North African desert is the largest hot desert in the world? It is the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert. Question 2. The name of the venue of the 1066 battle that shares its name with a Premier League football stadium is Stamford Bridge. The Battle of Stamford Bridge, and also the home stadium of Chelsea Football Club. Nowhere near each other. However, Stamford Bridge, number 2. Number 3. Paris is located on the banks of the River Seine. Paris. Question 4. The nationality of the explorer Christopher Columbus is Italian. He was born in Italy and he died in Spain. He's Italian. He's born in Genoa. Somebody says you should be on Towie with those teeth. I'm not sure why. I think it's because the background's dark. Somebody said that last week about my teeth. Honestly, I'm not sure who's it. Oh, it's Damien and Joy. Oh no, I skipped question 18. It's just confusion. But no, yeah, my teeth are that's just how they are. Question number 5. Russia is the largest country in the world, but which is second largest? It's Canada. Canada, followed by the United States and then China. So number 5 is Canada. Question 6. To which famous admiral is there a monument situated in Trafalgar Square? It is Admiral Nelson, or Horatio Nelson. Gary Denham's going well. Is it a nice compliment there? It's very professional. It's very kind of you, Gary. I was expecting a bit of stick there, but capped off. Thank you. Question 7. The capital city of Australia is Canberra. Canberra. Famous disagreements between Melbourne and Sydney as to which should be the capital, so they decided to find somewhere equidistant between the two and picked somewhere, and it's Canberra in the Australian Capital Territory, and there's not an awful lot going on there, to be honest with you. Question 8. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War II? I've just taught this module, and it is Neville Chamberlain. Question 8. Neville Chamberlain. Question 9. Europe's longest river, the Volga, runs through Russia. We've got here, been in Holland for over 20 years, but this great type of quiz gets me back in contact with the folk back home. The goalies, Paul Horsley, Foxy, get in. Oh, that's nice. Hope you got the Amstel question right, though. So, yeah, number 9 was Russia. Number 10. Who was caught trying to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605? It was Guido Fawkes or Guy Fawkes. I'll let you have either Guido or Guy. You all know what happened to him. Gets stopped on bonfires every year. Question 11. In which country would you find the Giant's Causeway? It's Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland. You don't get a mark for Ireland because that ain't a country, it's an island. So it's Northern Ireland. Give you a mark for Ulster if you put Ulster. Question 12. What structure, which is still standing today, was built on Salisbury Plain in the 3rd millennium BC? It's the Giant's Causeway. It's not the Giant's Causeway. It's Stonehenge. Stonehenge, number 12. Stonehenge. Giant's Causeway was number 11. So number 12 is Stonehenge. And I'm assuming that's the one that Miss Dyke said she built out of biscuits rather than the Titanic, which would be a bit of a soggy biscuit, which is a slightly different game. Number 13. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States of America. What does the D.C. abbreviate? The D.C. abbreviates District of Columbia, which is the federal district in which Washington is located. So D.C. stands for District of Columbia. Question number 14. Which 70-metre long piece of artwork depicts the events leading up to the Norman invasion of England? It is the Bayeux Tapestry. Somebody said, are you sure you only had 2 pints? I have. I've only had that 1 bottle. That's the LaRue's. I have. I've only had one pint, actually. So that's question 14, is the Bayeux Tapestry. Angela says it's well worth a visit. She's been to see it. She went on the Cockermouth school trip in year 8, I think it was. So it's well worth a visit, but she'd like to go back. Question 15. In which ocean is Hawaii located? It is, let's have a look. The Pacific Ocean. Question 15. The Pacific Ocean. Just reading a message from Brian Golightly there. Was that other game at Barnard Castle School? So, yeah, question 15 is the Pacific Ocean. Question 16. In which UK city was the Titanic built? It was built in Belfast in Northern Ireland. Question 16 is Belfast was the UK city that the Titanic was built in. Belfast. Question 17. I have to read it again. The Reichstag, Checkpoint Charlie, Kurfürstendamm, and the Brandenburg Gate are sites to see in which European city? It is Berlin. Question 17. Berlin. Question number 18. The First World War started in 1914, but on which date in November and in which year did it end? It was November the 11th, 1918. The First World War ended on November the 11th, 1918. Mr. Halliday said, did you know that the Titanic set sail on this date in 1912? I didn't. It was a coincidence. But there you go. I did not know that. Somebody's just taught that in year 5, haven't they? Making the most of those facts. Question number 19. The Carpathian Mountains, home to the legendary Count Dracula, located in which country? It is Romania. The Transylvania region of Romania. Question 19. Okay, so we've got the last little selection of questions here, which is the quickfires, 20 to 25. And we've got 20. Which came first, the Bronze Age or the Iron Age? It was the Bronze Age came first, the Bronze Age. And Mr. Knott said Jim was the one who was cheering it on from the side of the harbour there as it set sail. He was maybe the one that set the bottle of champagne off into the side of it. Who knows? Question 21. Which city is further north, Manchester or York? It is York. York is further north. Is it Kev Taylor? Well done again. Week 3 next week. Can you say hi to Libby? Hi, Libby. Question 22. Who was born first, William Wordsworth or Fletcher Christian? Fletcher Christian was born first. He was born around about 1762. He was 7 or 8 years older than William Wordsworth, although they did go to school together for a short time, although obviously they didn't really know each other that well. 23, Ben Stokes was born in Christchurch. Is it on New Zealand's North Island or on the South Island? Christchurch is located on the South Island of New Zealand. Mr. Halliday says he wishes he'd never mentioned it now. It wasn't I just got to read out the comments, mate. Sorry, I'm just a mere bystander in all of this. Question 24. The first Protestant born and raised King of England and Ireland. Was it Edward VI or Henry VIII? It was Edward VI. Henry VIII was not born a Protestant, but he kind of shoehorned the religion so that he could get rid of his wives, because divorce was not permitted under Catholic rule. So Henry VIII kind of decided that this would be the religion of the people of England, and his son was the first king who was born and raised under the Protestant faith. So Edward VI. Question 25. Is the Tropic of Capricorn north or south of the equator? It is south of the equator. No, I haven't had my teeth whitened at all. It's because it's dark behind me. That's all it is. That's the third person who's asked that. Okay, count up your final round answers. Add them to your first 3 scores. Let's get some final scores in. Fletcher Christian, one of the great lines from the film of the Mutiny on the Bounty. Is that an order, sir? Brilliant. One of our favourites, Mrs. Askew, up at All Saints, that one. I hope my pronunciation got better, Auntie Barbara. Let's have a look and see what we got. I'm trying to get rid of some of these messages because otherwise I'm going to be inundated. 79 total from the Sayers. Great effort. Well done. 83 from the Williams, Ian and Edward and the gang. 78 for Joy and Damien in Leeds. 86 for the Goalies, 76 for the Buchanans. 85 for Scullion family, 77 for Yvonne Dykes. 72 for the Grimmers at Dean. Well done. Thank you. Enjoyed the quiz. Des Wright and family. 86 for Notty. Jonathan Knott. 81 for the Edmondsons. 81 for the Wrights in Whitehaven. 90 for the Grangers over on the far side of town. Ooh, Jamie's pulled it back. 85 in total. 71 for the LaRues. Best round yet for the Askews. 77 for the Diggins Woods in Leeds. Well done. 82 for the Hannahs. 76 for the Simpsons. Hopefully that's a great effort there. 82 for... Oh, I've lost it. Hang on. I'm going to have to go back. Penrice is 85. Well done. 81 for Ben and Sam. Mum says I'm not sending you my score, but I did well and I enjoyed it. 77 for... 77 for Seth and Sue. What have we got? I'm going to say. Let's have a look at that. 85 for Mike Brelsford and family. 84 for the Yoxalls. Brilliant effort just around the corner. 72 for the Wrights in Brigham Road. 92 for Evan, Zach and Fisher. 78 for my Auntie Barbara. Good quiz, well done. No further comment on the pronunciation, so I assume it was all right. Harriet says 86 for us. We beat the Scullies again. Self-isolation rivalries there. 79 for Suzanne and Martin. Thanks for the quiz. No problem at all. Brilliant for the Yoxalls, 84. Brian says, was that other game at Barnard Castle? Like it. 91 for the Go Lightleys. That's tremendous. Ooh, poor second half for John. My father-in-law, John Turnbull, says 71. Poor second half. What did you drink leading up to that? What did you drink at halftime? We need to think about your halftime refreshments, John. Maybe get that up. 80 for the Allports. Great work, Gareth. Well done. Thank you. Sally Wright says they enjoyed it. I hope we got onto the right quiz. 82 for the Lobs. Fiona Miller, thanks for a great night. That's good. 76, Ricky and Bobby. 83, Jeff Thorpe. Jeff, did you do that on your own or did you have somebody with you there? Because 83 is a tremendous effort if you've been all alone. What else we got? Jamie enjoyed it. 85 in total, pulled it back round. The Atkinsons. That's a great effort, that, Jamie. 85, well done, mate. 78 for Gary Denham and family. Enjoyed it, which is good. Oh, Jeff had a bit of help as well. That's all right. It's good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a few pints as well, mate. We'll get that sorted out. Don't you worry about that. 76 for Rich and Nick. They enjoyed it as well. From Barry and Sharon, 81. Good feedback there. What else we got? 80 for the Langfoots. And hello to Craig and Colette in Lancashire. Craig, I hope you enjoyed it down there in Bury, mate. I hope you enjoyed the rugby league question as well. If you didn't get it right, then that's real trouble for you. Harriet, 86, 77 for Sue and Seth. That's 90. Alicia says 90, but I haven't even managed to win in the family. I'm not sure what Alex has got then. That's a top effort. 90 though, Alicia. Well done. 77 Dicey, 76 for the Buchanans. Judy Smythe, 88 altogether. Brilliant. Let's have a look for... Chris had me paused there. It's a shame. I think we've gone through all of those. Let's have a look just back up to the top. Go back to the others. 71 in sunny South Shields. We lost to Des Wright and family this week. Thanks again. No problem at all. People enjoyed it. That's the aim of what we set out to do. We had 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and 3 cousins, 2 in Canada, join us. That's from Des Wright, who's the secretary of Cockermouth Junior Football Club and puts in a lot of hours working for the football club voluntarily and does a lot of brilliant work. So that's great, Des. I'm glad you enjoyed it and passed on the word. What's our highest score so far? It's in the 90s, isn't it? It was. Was it? Let's have a look. Let's go back here. Well, in the 90s. Some really good scores. 92, Evan, Zach and Fisher. A lot in the 80s. And what was Brian Golightly's? Brian was in the 90s as well. I think he was 90 odd. 80 for Bobby, Wayne, Molly and Lindsay up in Broughton. Sarah Lightfoot's enjoyed it. 80 for the Lightfoots. That's a top effort. Really good work, everybody. Really good work. I think we had 3 or 4 scores well into the 90s there. Absolutely brilliant effort. 93 for the Broughton Wombats. That's a great effort. That's 4 into the 90s. Somebody says, are you doing it next week? You'll have to put on more fake tan and teeth whitener in preparation. It's not, honestly, it's not fake tan. I tell you, it's Cumbrian sunshine. It's brilliant. No, I just, thanks for all the messages. Thank you, but coming through, which are great. But it really just started in the Cricket Club WhatsApp group as what we were going to do. For ourselves as a bit of fun, and we just opened it up, and it's kind of just snowballed from there. All we wanted to do was with this when we started out was get people having a bit of a laugh, a bit of a crack, for a couple of hours on a Friday night instead of just sitting down and watching a box set. You can send your message in, have a shout out. It's a bit tricky because we had a lot more on tonight, so we had up to 120 at one point on there. That single use sort of people in. So if there's say 2 people per household, you're looking at 250, 300 people sort of taking part in the quiz, which is absolutely fantastic. It makes it difficult to read everything out. Brigham Lad in the Netherlands, awesome quiz and really enjoyed it. Hope it's on again next week. Well, we'll see if we do it again next week. Amazing reach out to Canada, out to the Netherlands, down south to Brentwood, Leeds, and the people who've done it locally as well. It was designed simply from our club to get people talking. And this time when it's, things are a bit crap and, we can't get out and about, we can't do the things we normally do, is just to get people having a bit of a crack and things like that. And if that's what it's doing, it's getting people having a bit of a laugh and a bit of a think and a bit of a chat, then it's doing what we set out to achieve. So hope everyone enjoyed it. And I'm going to end the stream now. I just want to thank everybody on behalf of Cockermouth Cricket Club. A big thank you for taking part. Remember what we said at the beginning, when we get out of this situation, get yourselves down, support your local sports clubs, cricket, football, rugby in particular, all of those local sports clubs to the town. Get yourselves down and have a pint, have a crack, and do the things that we aren't able to do at the moment. So on behalf of Cockermouth Cricket Club and everyone associated with the club, thanks ever so much for taking part, and we will hopefully see you all soon. Take care and stay safe, you and your families. Thank you and good night.